In today's session, we're going to be making salmon and broccoli pasta. So we've got some spaghetti, parsley, fresh cream, we're going to be using lemon zest, we've got olive oil, spring onions, we've got broccoli, and we've got some salmon flakes. We've also got some salt and pepper and some chilli, but that's optional. So to start, I'm going to half fill a large pan with salted water and bring that to boil. I'll add this pasta, so I'm going to be using spaghetti today, and I'm going to cook that for about 7 to 12 minutes, or according to the packet instructions, until it gets tender. And whilst I'm waiting for the pasta to cook, I'm going to start preparing the broccoli and the spring onion. So I'm just going to add that in. Now with spaghetti, so it doesn't burn at the ends, I'm just going to keep pushing it in until it softens, until I can actually get it into the pan. Now by all means you can use some tongs to get that in, just so you don't burn your fingers, but eventually it will get into the pan. Whilst I'm waiting for the spaghetti to cook, I'm going to start preparing the vegetables. So I've got the broccoli here. So all I'm going to do is just cut it up into little bite-sized bits. I'm using tender stem broccoli, so I'm just going to cut the ends off slightly. Now you have a lot of flavour in the stalk, so don't get rid of all of that. You can just slice it up into pieces. And so, some of them are quite long. Now obviously you can use any type of broccoli you want, if you want to use frozen, if that's quicker for you, or you could just buy the broccoli head. Okay, so that's done. Now we've got the spring onions. So these seasonal spring onions, so I've just picked these ones up recently, and we're just going to get these prepared. So the recipe asks for 4 spring onions, so I'm using just 2 of these because they're quite large. And all you need to do is finely chop these. Now these have been washed beforehand, so make sure you always wash, because you find that you get a bit of sand inside here, because that's how spring onions are grown. And I'm just going to slice as so, because what happens when we start to cook the spring onions, they will start to separate. Okay, so the next step is just to heat some oil in a pan, and this will be for the spring onions. So we're just going to let that heat up for a few seconds. Now you don't need to cook these spring onions, they're just going to be heating through. I'm just going to coat them so they don't stick to the pan. I like a bit of chilli, so I've just prepared some chilli on the side of the cutting board here, and now I'm just going to zest half a lemon. So you can use any type of grater, preferably the smaller side of your grater if you have one. If not, don't worry, you can use a larger grater and you can just slice it up into tiny pieces. So as you can see, you'll start to get little bits of lemon ready to go in the dish at the end. I've just checked my pasta, it's nearly done. So what I'm going to do now is just add my broccoli into there, so that can cook in there. I'm going to just put the lid on. And then now I'm going to add the salmon. Okay, so again, you can use any type of salmon. It can be frozen, it can be salmon flakes, fresh salmon. And we're just going to heat this through Another good tip that you can use for this recipe is using salmon paste, and you'll add that at the end. I've added the salmon pieces, so I'm just going to add the chili flakes just to heat up in the oil, and just still breaking down the bits of salmon. Just going to allow the sauce to get to a simmer. At this stage you can add some of the pasta water to help thicken it up. So I'm just going to add 2 spoons. You can just check the consistency of the sauce. So I'm just going to stir that in. I'm just going to drain my pasta in a moment, and my broccoli, and just set it to one side. While I'm waiting for the sauce to simmer, I'm just going to prepare my parsley. So you can just grab a handful, bunch it up, and all you need to do is just thinly slice it. Now you can add this in with the lemon zest. I've just added all the ingredients together. I'm just going to toss it gently, just ensuring there's a lot of coverage of the sauce onto the pasta, and then it's just ready to serve straight away. And you can see you've got a good covering of sauce on the spaghetti. And I'd just like to finish it off just with a little bit of fresh parsley, and I'll just have a little bit of lemon zest. Okay, there we have it. So we've got the salmon and broccoli pasta. We've just garnished it with a little bit of parsley and black pepper. Enjoy.